My name is Ayla Morgan. I'm 27 years old, and the day my sister told me to disappear forever, I finally understood something. Some families don't want peace. They want control. The message came at 11:47 p.m. Not a call, not even a voice note, just text. You're not invited to the wedding. Goodbye, loser. Dad liked it. Disappear forever. I read it 3 times. Then my phone vibrated again. A reaction emoji. From my father. I didn't cry. That surprised me. I just sat there, staring at the wall, listening to the refrigerator hum like nothing had happened. I had paid for that refrigerator. Actually, I had paid for half the house. But apparently, I wasn't family enough to attend a wedding in it. Growing up, my sister Ayla was the sun. I was the shadow that followed quietly behind. Ayla was loud, beautiful, demanding. I was the one who studied late, worked early, paid bills silently. Whenever something broke, Ayla will handle it. Whenever money was short, ask Ayla. Whenever praise was handed out. Ayla deserves this. I learned early that love in our house was conditional, and I was always one condition short. The wedding was in 3 weeks, luxury venue, designer dress, guest list filled with people who barely knew her. And me? I was uninvited by text, like spam. The next morning, my mother called. Her voice was calm, too calm. Ayla, don't make this dramatic. It's Elena's day. I asked quietly, why am I not invited? Silence. Then she sighed. You always make things uncomfortable. That's when I realized something terrifying. They truly believed I would accept this, that I would apologize, that I would beg, that I would stay silent, like always. I didn't respond. I didn't argue. I didn't defend myself. Instead, I booked a meeting with a lawyer. You see, 2 years earlier, when my parents were drowning in debt, I had stepped in. No contracts, no applause, just bank transfers, mortgage payments, property taxes, renovations. The house where the wedding was planned, half of it was legally mine. They just forgot. Or worse, they hoped I never noticed. The lawyer looked at the documents and raised an eyebrow. Why hasn't your ownership been disclosed? I smiled. They thought I wouldn't do anything. He nodded slowly. That's their mistake. Meanwhile, my sister was posting online, dress fittings, venue tours, caption after caption about family is everything. I watched quietly, saved screenshots, didn't comment, didn't like, didn't react. Silence is powerful when people underestimate you. 2 days later, my father texted, "Stop being childish. Apologize to your sister." I replied with one sentence, "Please communicate through my lawyer." That's when the panic started. Missed calls, from my mother, from my father, from my aunt, from numbers I hadn't saved. I didn't answer a single one, because the invitation I wanted was already being delivered. 3 weeks later, the wedding day arrived. Guests filled the house, flowers everywhere, music playing, champagne chilling, and then a knock at the door. Not loud, not dramatic, just official. A courier handed my sister an envelope. Legal paper, stamped, cold, permanent. She opened it laughing. She stopped laughing in 10 seconds. I wasn't there. But I know exactly what it said, because I wrote the last line myself. Effective immediately, the property cannot be used for private events without written consent from both owners. The wedding venue was no longer hers. The wedding that never happened. The music stopped first, not slowly, abruptly, like someone pulled the plug on happiness itself. My sister Ayla stood frozen in the living room, still holding that envelope, her fingers trembling so hard the paper crumpled. Guests were laughing seconds earlier. Now, every eye was on her. "What is this?" she whispered. My mother rushed over, snatching the papers from her hands. Her face drained of color as she read. Once. Twice. Then she looked up, and for the first time in my life, she looked afraid. My father stormed in from the backyard. What's going on? Why is everyone staring? My mother handed him the notice without a word. He read it, then laughed. A sharp, fake laugh. This is a joke, he said loudly. Ayla's trying to ruin the wedding. No one laughed with him, because lawyers don't joke. The wedding planner stepped forward carefully. I'm sorry, sir, but without written consent from both property owners, we legally can't continue. My sister screamed. What do you mean, both owners? Silence, thick, heavy, deadly. That's when my aunt spoke. Ayla owns half the house? My mother snapped. She helped us. That's all. The planner adjusted her clipboard. This isn't help. This is ownership. Panic spread faster than fire. Phones came out. Whispers filled the room. Guests checking watches. Bridesmaids clutching dresses they'd never wear again. And Elena? She collapsed onto the couch, sobbing, mascara streaking down her face. My phone buzzed, again and again and again. I didn't answer. I was sitting in a cafe 3 miles away, calm, quiet, coffee untouched. My lawyer sat across from me. They'll try intimidation next, he said. I nodded. They always do. Right on time. My phone rang. Dad. I declined. Then came a text. You ungrateful little girl, after everything we did for you. I didn't respond, because the truth was finally louder than his voice. Back at the house. The wedding was officially canceled. Caterers packed up. Florists loaded flowers back into vans. Guests left awkwardly, pretending they had other plans anyway. And my sister? She screamed my name so loudly the neighbors came out. Ayla did this. She's jealous. She wants to destroy me. My mother hugged her, glared at the door, as if I might magically appear to be punished. Then, the second envelope arrived. This one wasn't delivered by courier. It was delivered by email, to every family member, including the guests. Subject: property ownership clarification attachments included bank transfers, mortgage receipts, renovation invoices, legal ownership documents, years of silence converted into evidence. My aunt called immediately. Ayla, why didn't we know? I answered calmly. Because no one asked. By evening, the story had spread. Not the one my family wanted. The real one. About the daughter who paid quietly, the sister who funded everything, the bride who took credit, and the parents who stayed silent. That night, my mother finally texted something different. Please come home. We need to talk. I smiled. Home, funny word. I replied with one sentence. We'll talk after the house is sold. The next day, my lawyer filed for a forced sale. Perfectly legal, perfectly fair. My family lost their minds. Elena posted online a long paragraph about betrayal, about toxic siblings, about being a victim. But comments turned quickly. People asked questions. Screenshots surfaced. Truth doesn't stay buried when money is involved. 3 days later, my father showed up at my apartment. Unannounced. Older. Smaller. Angrier. You've embarrassed us, he said. I looked him in the eyes. You embarrassed yourselves. He tried one last move. Threats. Guilt. Tears. You'll destroy this family. I stood up. No, I said quietly. I survived it. As he left, he said something that confirmed everything. You could have just stayed quiet. I closed the door and whispered to myself, I already did. For years, the house didn't sell quietly. It never does when a family's secrets are baked into the walls. The listing went live on a Monday morning. By noon, everyone knew. Local agents whispered. Relatives panicked. And my sister? She lost the one thing she thought was guaranteed. Her fiancé. His name was Marcus. Polished smile. Perfect suit. Loved attention. He didn't love surprises, especially legal ones. I heard about it from my cousin first. Elena's fiancé called off the wedding officially, she said. I closed my eyes. Not in relief, not in joy, just understanding. Because people who build relationships on lies don't survive truth. Marcus wanted answers. Why the house wasn't hers, why her sister owned half, why the wedding collapsed publicly, why his family was now asking questions. Elena screamed, cried, blamed me, but never answered, because she couldn't. By Wednesday, Marcus's parents withdrew their financial support. No venue, no house, no family backing. The engagement photos disappeared from social media. So did the captions about forever. Meanwhile, my parents' friends stopped calling. Invitations dried up. Church gossip spread faster than wildfire. People don't like being associated with quiet thieves. The house showings began. Strangers walked through rooms filled with memories. Every step echoed with resentment. My mother cried in the kitchen. My father sat silently in the living room. No speeches this time, no authority, just consequences. I visited once, not to argue, not to gloat, to say goodbye. My mother followed me from room to room. You didn't have to do this publicly. I stopped, turned. You didn't have to take my money privately. She flinched. My sister wouldn't look at me. She stayed in her old bedroom, lights off, curtains closed. I knocked once. No answer. As I left, I noticed something strange. No one stopped me. For the first time, I wasn't invisible. I was untouchable. The sale closed faster than expected. A developer bought it. Cash. No emotion. The family home became a number. And my share? Life-changing. My parents asked to meet. Neutral place. Coffee shop. Public. Safe. My father spoke first. We never thought you'd go this far. I stirred my drink. I never thought you'd push me this far. My mother cried again. You've broken your sister. I met her eyes. No, I said softly. I stopped carrying her. Then came the final insult. My father leaned forward. If you help us buy another place, we can move on. I smiled, but it wasn't kind. I already moved on. That was the moment I saw it. Not anger, not hatred, regret, the kind that comes too late. Outside the cafe, my sister was waiting, eyes red, voice shaking. You won, she said bitterly. I shook my head. No, I replied. I survived. She stepped closer, lowered her voice. You destroyed my life. I looked past her, at the street, at people living freely. You destroyed it when you believed I was nothing. She slapped me, right there, in public, gasps everywhere, phones came out, and she realized. Too late, she ran, crying, humiliated, exposed. That video? It went viral, not because of drama, because of context. People knew the story now, and they chose sides. My sister deleted her accounts. My parents stopped calling. Silence returned, but this time, it wasn't forced, it was earned. That night, I sat alone in my apartment, lights off, window open, and for the first time in years, I felt peace. I thought it was over. Most people do once the noise stops. But real endings don't come with applause. They come quietly, like consequences settling in. 3 months passed. No calls, no messages, no drama, just distance and healing. Then one evening, my phone rang. Unknown number. I almost ignored it. Almost. Ayla? My mother's voice, smaller, weaker. Your father, he had a stroke. I closed my eyes. Life has a cruel sense of timing. I visited the hospital, not out of obligation, out of clarity. My father looked old, not powerful, not intimidating, just human. He reached for my hand. Missed. I was wrong, he whispered. Those 4 words weighed more than every insult he ever threw at me. My mother stood behind him, silent. Finally. I don't want anything, I said before they could ask. No money, no apology tour, no reconciliation story. Just honesty. I needed to know, I continued, that if I disappeared, you would feel it. My mother cried. But I didn't stop. You didn't lose a daughter when I left. You lost one long before that, when you stopped seeing me. Outside the room, I saw my sister. She looked nothing like the bride she imagined. No makeup, no confidence, just emptiness. She didn't speak at first. Then finally, I'm sorry. It wasn't dramatic. It wasn't loud. But it was real. And that mattered. I don't hate you, I said. I just won't carry you anymore. She nodded. Because for the first time, she understood the weight I'd been carrying alone. I left without hugging anyone. Not because I was cold, but because I was done. Months later, I moved cities. New apartment, new job, new life. People knew me for who I was, not who I funded. One day, a letter arrived from my parents. Short, simple, no guilt, no manipulation, just gratitude. And at the bottom, one line. We should have protected you. I folded the letter, put it away, and smiled. Because revenge isn't screaming. It isn't humiliation. It isn't destruction. Revenge is becoming so strong that those who broke you can never reach you again. Some people mistake your silence for weakness. Until one day, your silence speaks louder than they ever could.